I was paid 85,000 euros to travel and study in 6 different countries, and this video will show you how. I've divided this video into 4 parts, so the first part will cover the 3 main routes that you can take to study abroad. So now we will dive deep into the 3 main routes that you can take to study abroad. So for me, I absolutely love this opportunity because not only do you learn a lot and you get to travel and explore these amazing countries, you also meet these amazing people from around the world with different perspectives, and honestly I'm addicted to this, and that is why this is super close to my heart, and I still keep applying and keep experiencing these different opportunities because literally this is what makes life so interesting. Now for each of these 3 routes, I'm going to cover what they are, what is the time duration, who is it for, what is my personal experience with this route, and number 5, what is the ease of securing this type of scholarship. So now we're going to dive deep into conferences. Okay, now we dive deep into each of these routes, starting from conferences. So for each of these, as I said, I'm going to cover 5 different elements. So for conferences, what exactly are conferences? So conferences are actually gatherings of different people from multidisciplinary backgrounds or perspectives, having different disciplines, and they come together for a specific topic or a specific theme. So this can be a summit or a Model United Nations or something around SDGs, which has a specific goal. The second thing was time duration. So usually they are 1 day to 3 days to 1 week. Personally, I've never seen a conference which was 2 weeks because this would be a boot camp at that point. The third thing was who is it for? So since there are so many types of different conferences, you can literally find anything which relates to your discipline and your background. What is my experience when it comes to conferences? So I went to Girls 20 Summit in Japan, and honestly it was one of the life-changing moments of life. Like, I learned so much in that period of 1 week because it was coupled with some workshops, and I met some incredible people, and honestly it was an amazing experience going to that conference. And then the 5th thing is ease of securing that route, and I would say that the ease for conferences is probably the easiest because there were so many different types of conferences, so literally you can find anything which relates to you, which matches your background and your interest. So now we move on to the second route, which is the summer schools, and personally one of my favorites. And the final thing is ease of starting out. I would say conferences are your best bet if you are just starting to build your international portfolio. This is because there are so many different types of conferences, so it is completely possible to find something which matches your interest. And honestly, with these international opportunities, it is usually you get selected into 1 thing or 2 things, and then it's a snowball effect from that point on, because people really see this proof and people really see that you are worthwhile, so they invest in you more and more because there is some original proof, and I think conferences are the best place to start. The second thing is summer school, and personally one of my favorites. So now we will dive deep into summer schools. So what exactly are summer schools? Summer schools are usually during the summer months or during the holidays, which are also organized around a specific theme. So these can be actually academic, or they can be cultural or language exchange, or they can be based on sports or tech boot camp, or something around one specific area of interest. How long are they? So that's the second question. And I would say they range from 1 week to 2 weeks to around 6 weeks. 3 months, maybe, but not more than that. And that is what summer schools usually are. So for me, my experience with summer schools, I love summer schools. I have done a lot of summer schools. And I think my first opportunity was not a conference, it was actually a summer school. So National University of Singapore has an incredible program, which is NUS Enterprise program. So that was my first summer school. After that, I went to SUSI program, which was from the US, which was in University of Massachusetts, and the US exchange programs which operate in Pakistan. And then the third program was Kyoto University Summer School, which was actually part of my master's program, but it was still incredible and a really life-changing opportunity, I would say. And then ease of securing, I would say the ease is actually fairly easy for this one as well, because again there are a lot of summer school programs. I would say maybe it is a little more tricky than conferences, but still less tricky than masters, because masters has a lot of competition. And that is what brings us to finally the masters. Okay, so the third route is the master's program. Now, what exactly is the master's program? You do your bachelor's and bam, you go to master's. I mean, that's how it is. But okay, if you want a definition, I will find one for you from ChatGPT. So a master's
program, also known as a graduate program, is a postgraduate academic degree program typically pursued after complete.
You get the point, what a master's is. So we're not doing that. Okay, I will finally stop. But the typical time duration for a master's program is around 2 years. So it's 2 years in the US usually, unless it's an executive master's. It's 2 years in France, so M1 and M2. And then in UK, I would say it's 1 year. But if it's an Erasmus Mundus program, then it would be 2 years. Then who is it for? It is actually, again, for everyone, depending on the program you find. You can find a program which relates to your background, super easy, super simple. So then the next thing comes, which is what is my experience with the master's program. So I got selected for Erasmus Mundus Masters, and I also got selected for the Turkish Bursary Scholarship, which I decided to forego because Erasmus Mundus. But actually the Turkish Bursary people were incredible, and they also offered me a PhD position. So they said they will directly select me if I want to come back for PhD, but honestly, PhD not my thing, never has been, never will be. Never say never, but still, I just said no to that opportunity. But if this is something you're interested in, so masters leading to PhD, feel free to let me know, and I will get in contact with all my friends who are doing this, and I will give you the relevant information. And then the last thing about masters was ease of securing. I would say that the ease of securing for masters is maybe the toughest for as compared to the other routes. Essentially because number one, there is a lot of competition for this specific route. And I would also say that the second thing is it's a huge volume. So it's in thousands. It's in tens of thousands actually. So it's not just 1,000 here, 2,000 there, 5,000, 7,000. No, it's actually around 20, 30, 50,000, especially if you are going for a fully funded scholarship. So that is why the stakes are super high, and you better be excellent if you want to secure a master's scholarship. So even though it is tough, I will provide you on this channel all the tools which will enable you to achieve all of this. So keep following. There are also some other routes which are not the most common routes, but you can also take other routes to study abroad. So it can be a research-based scholarship, an exchange semester abroad. But personally, it's usually under the same umbrella, like all these other options, are just an add-on, and they have the similar rules which apply to them. So I'm going to cover each and every one of these routes on my channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, you send me all your questions through the comments, you hit that like button, because it really inspires me, and it reassures me that what I'm doing is actually helping you guys, and it inspires me to create more. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end of this video. I really hope that you found it super helpful. This is a complete summary of everything that I covered in the video. Please let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video on a specific topic, or if you have any questions, and I will make sure that I address them in the next video. So see you next week, and thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.